kind of thing. Oh my gosh, okay. So what you'll need is a blender to get started. To that I'm adding 2 medium frozen bananas. Often just peel them, cut them in half, and then store them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. The riper they are when you freeze them, the better. 1/3 of an avocado, 2 teaspoons of cacao powder, which is raw unsweetened cocoa, pure vanilla extract, and cinnamon. Optional, but I highly recommend using them. And then also optional, 1 tablespoon of nut butter for some extra protein. I'm using unsweetened almond butter, but cashew or hazelnut also work. And then about 1/4 cup of water to blend, just enough to blend but not too much so that the smoothie bowl stays really thick. And after blending, you can add that to a bowl. And you can add some toppings if you'd like. Here I have a few fresh banana slices and a bit of homemade granola and some fresh raspberries too. And that's it. Really simple, healthy, and easy. And it's perfect for if you're looking for a healthier way to eat chocolate. Okay, and the texture of this is, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Let's just call it a healthy chocolate breakfast pudding because it's like thick, chocolatey pudding, mousse, ice creamy. The texture is amazing. And this healthy chocolate smoothie bowl will give you roughly 400 calories without the toppings, which is a good amount for a healthy weight loss breakfast. The second healthy weight loss breakfast idea that I'm going to show you today is a really simple and also totally amazing tomato and mushroom egg scramble on toast. I really love this when I feel like having something savory for breakfast. So to start, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of cooking oil to a pan. I'm using macadamia nut oil, 1 cup of button mushroom slices, and 1/2 cup of halved cherry tomatoes, with about 1/2 teaspoon of Italian herb mix and some sea salt and black pepper too. And I'll cook that on the stove over a medium heat for a few minutes. Next, I'm cracking 2 organic free-ranged eggs into a bowl and whisking that with a fork. And once the vegetables are cooked, you can add the egg mix into the pan and start tossing it with a spatula straight away. And you can keep doing that over a medium heat on the stove until the eggs are fully cooked. And the scrambled egg mix should look something like this when it's done. And once it's all cooked, you can add it to a slice of whole grain gluten-free toast. Here I have 100% whole grain rye toast, but you can use whatever kind of toast you prefer. It's also delicious with some fresh avocado slices and also some fresh arugula on top. And this tomato and mushroom egg scramble on toast will give you roughly 400 calories without the toppings, and also depending on the brand of the bread that you used. The third breakfast idea that I'll be sharing with you today is something really super simple, so it won't take long to show you, and then we'll move on to the next breakfast idea, which is maybe my favorite one. To start, I've got a bowl of plain yogurt. I've used plain coconut yogurt because I'm dairy free, but you can use regular plain yogurt too, or another substitute of your choice. I've got about 2/3 of a cup measured out, and I'm topping that with 1 medium banana cut up into slices, and then I'm getting a little bit fancy here, and I'm adding some fresh fig pieces and also some fresh pomegranate seeds too. This combination is so good, oh my gosh. And also some raw nuts for extra protein. Today I've got 14 raw almonds and 10 raw cashew nuts. So this is super simple. It's a super yummy breakfast idea that you can whip together really quickly, and you can use any kind of fruit and nut combination that you like. And adding some fresh fruit to plain yogurt is so much healthier than having those already flavored yogurts, which are usually filled of sugar, processed sugar, and colorants and flavorants, which are really bad for you. So the calories for this breakfast really depend on the type of yogurt that you use, as well as the type of fruit and nuts that you've chosen. But as an example, 2/3 of a cup of full cream plain yogurt, plus 1 medium banana, 14 raw almonds, and 10 raw cashew nuts will give you roughly 400 calories. The fourth breakfast idea that I'm going to show you today is a different oatmeal recipe that I've never showed you before, but it's actually been one of my favorite oatmeal recipes for years, and it's different to your regular old bowl of oatmeal. So to start, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of rolled oats to a pot with 1.5 cups of water. You can bring that to a boil on the stove and then let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Next, I'm adding 1 cup of frozen blueberries to the cooked oats, and then I'm going to let it cook for about another 5 minutes on the stove until the blueberries are cooked into the oats, and you can stir that every now and again while it's cooking, and then you'll have a delicious blueberry oatmeal. To that I'm adding a little pinch of cinnamon and some pure vanilla extract, optional, but I mean, they really make it taste amazing. And also 1 teaspoon of cold pressed coconut oil for some healthy fats. You can stir that all together and the coconut oil will melt into the oats. I'm serving that in a bowl and topping it with 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cashew nut butter, but you can use another nut butter like peanut butter if you prefer. And you can also add some extra fruit toppings if you want to, but it's not really necessary because it's really delicious with just the blueberries. But here I've got some fresh banana slices and also some fresh raspberries. And oh my gosh, this breakfast is so delicious. It really tastes like blueberry pie oatmeal. And this healthy blueberry pie oatmeal with 1 tablespoon of unsweetened nut butter on top for some extra protein will be roughly 400 calories. But you know, a small little handful of fruit toppings won't add too many more calories, but these calories will really be dependent on the type of fruit that you choose to use. So the 5th and final breakfast idea that I'm going to show you today is my easy apple walnut overnight oats. I've shown you a couple of other variations of overnight oats over on this channel, but I've never shown you this apple walnut one before, and let me tell you, it's so good. To start, I'm adding half a cup of rolled oats to a bowl with 2 teaspoons of chia seeds, a little pinch of cinnamon, and about 3/4 of a cup of water. You will notice that this is a bit more water than I usually add to my overnight oats recipes, but this specific overnight oats recipe requires a little bit more water. And then I'm adding 8 raw walnut halves, which I have roughly chopped up. And then I'm adding 1 medium-sized apple, which I've chopped up. I have used a pink lady apple because that's my favorite kind of apple, but you can use any kind of apple that you'd prefer, and just cover that and store it in the fridge overnight or for about 8 hours. And the next morning it will be ready. And it'll become thicker and it will have a porridge kind of consistency, and you can just eat it out of that bowl if you like. I'm just transferring it into another bowl because I'm trying to show you how the consistency has changed over the past couple of hours. And you can add some other toppings if you like, but it is quite filling as it is because it's already got the nuts and the fruit mixed in there. And this apple walnut overnight oats recipe will give you roughly 400 calories without the toppings, but you know, a few fresh raspberries on top like I've added won't add too many more.